Welcome to my channel, Bent Loves Love. If you're new here, I'm an LPN, and I've been an LPN. This year will actually make 5 years, and you know, I think I got some things that I need to get off my chest. So I've been an LPN for almost 5 years. Let's say 4.5 years, and I've been paying a lot of attention to certain things, and one thing that I totally do pay attention to is the CNAs. Only because CNAs are the eyes, the nose, the ears, the feel, whatever else you want to say about them, but they are the biggest help in a nursing home facility. They are the closest to the patient that, you know, we can get to, right? Because they have the eyes and the ears on the patient, and they can always report something or whatever the case may be. So I want to give a shout out to them because they are a great help. They are, you know, in a position where they have a lot to do, right? And as a nurse, when I hear certain things like, oh, other nurses don't help, and they don't care to help and stuff like that, I'm like, how is that possible? How is that possible if this nurse is here to um if this nurse is here to take care of the residents? Why wouldn't you want to help? Why wouldn't you want to say, yeah, let me help you do whatever you need to do so that there's no fall, um, there's no incident papers that need to be given out and stuff like that. So I'm puzzled when I hear stuff like that. Yeah, I'm puzzled when I hear stuff like that. Hold on. So I'm gonna go live, and I just wanted to just chime in because I think it's just gonna be natural for me to just do it this way so that I can just go live. So anyway, CNAs. CNAs, like I said, they are a great help. They are the eyes and the ears of the facility, and you want to treat them right, as well as CNAs treating their patients right as well. But as the past 4 years have gone by, I have run into certain situations that I'm just like, you know something is something, right? So therefore, let's start with this situation. Most recently, I had a family member that was really active in this particular patient's life, and she came onto the unit. I seen when she came onto the floor too. She didn't use the elevator, she used the stairs, and she came onto the floor, and I seen her go. She must have check what she needed to check, because 2-3 minutes later she came outside and she said, my mother was not changed since 12 p.m. and it's currently 9 p.m. And I was just like, whoop. And the reason it threw me for a loop, because that day it was very, very hectic that day. One of the most essential supplies that we needed, we did not have. And it really did like throw everybody into this unknown spiral, because it's just like, how am I going to do this, and how am I going to do that, and how am I going to do that? So I had just seen on the news that a water main break had broken out here in the Bronx, and that must have affected the facility, because we did not have water in the facility at that moment when I came to work at 3 p.m. So that was a problem, right? But even though there wasn't water, there still was ways to get things done, because there had gallons of water inside of the utensil. I don't even know the word, but they had water there in that room that they could have used to wash a resident up or whatever the case may be, right? So there was like really no excuse, because the CNAs that are regulars, they knew exactly what needed to be done at that moment. But I had agency CNA there, and we all know the stigma about agency CNAs. Like, they're just there to get the bag. That's all they're there to do, right? There's no connection to the facility, so therefore they're just there to get the bag. And because they're there to get the bag, their work is going to be the grab the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit. I don't know who Lamar Jackson is, but I don't know. But anyway, let me finish telling my story, then we can get back to you, okay? So the agency CNAs, they are known to just give like subpar work, right? So therefore, when this CNA came on the floor that day, right, she was playing on her phone, and I told her, I said, listen, there's a call bell going off at this moment. You're not doing anything at this moment. Please go and answer the call bell. Because these CNAs, they really get into this attitude of just not doing their job just because they're waiting on something or something like this. Nursing is 24 hours. So if a patient presses the call bell and you're hearing it for more than a minute, get your rump up and go. You're not doing anything. So at that moment, I was tending to the assignment and just getting the report and all that type of stuff. And she was sitting there playing on her phone. Hi. And she was just sitting there playing on her phone. And I was just like, well, go do something, right? So this particular day, like I said, we don't have any water in the building. And therefore, hi. And therefore, the CNAs was making provisions on how to get this stuff done or whatever the case may be, right? So this family member came onto the unit, and it was like 9:30 or something like that. And she told me what she told me, and I went to go find the CNA. But on my way to going to find the CNA, I was going to go check on a particular patient that was not aspirating. She was throwing up because of the simple fact that whatever she was going through, because she was sick too. She was sick as well. Whatever she was going through, I wanted to make sure that she didn't aspirate. So I was like walking with the family member, and then I turned around and I was like, okay, I'm going to make sure that the CNA come to you and make sure, it gets done. But I need to go check on this particular patient because she was all the way in the back, and I wanted to make sure that she got taken care of. So when I finally found the CNA to go send her to that resident to take care of her, this family member was standing there waiting. She was waiting for the CNA to come, because she was like, how could you not take care of my mother? There's provisions there so that you can take care of my mother. Why didn't you take care of my mother? What is the problem? What is this? What is your name? Da-da-da-da-da. She was going in on the CNA. She was going in on the CNA, and I was just like, man. So when you were a CNA, you really got to be careful, because you never know who you're dealing with up against. Like, she was on it. So it sounds to me like she was one of those family members that will sue, because she just wants her mother to be at ease. There's no reason why you didn't take care of my mother, because everything is here. Even if the facility didn't have what was needed for you to take care of my mother, I went and purchased what was needed in order to take care of my mother. So you have no excuse. No excuse. No excuse. This family member was going in. So next thing you know, I go off the floor for a couple minutes, because I'm like, I'm tired now at this point. And come back, and she's talking to the supervisor, and she's going in on the supervisor as well. She's like, this happened one time before, and it's not going to happen again to my mother ever again. Why do you have people like that in the facility? Why is this? Why is that? This, da. You know what I mean? Because that is grounds for what? Infection. That is grounds for wounds. That is ground for so many things. And this particular family is probably just like, we don't need extra problems. Your job is simple enough. All you need to do is make sure she's dry. But a lot of CNAs, they just want to say, oh, we don't have enough time. We don't have enough time. You don't have enough time for what? To play Candy Crush. That's the problem. This is the problem. A lot of CNAs just want to sit down and play Candy Crush and not do what they're supposed to do. And they hear the call bell going off 5 minutes, 6 minutes. They want to keep clicking and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, the work that you're clicking on that computer is not going to go nowhere. You're the one that has to do it. So if you're the one that has to do it, it's not going to go nowhere. So taking your time to go and see what the resident want, getting that out of the way to come back and click your life away is not a problem. Sometimes they would sit there and be like, oh, they don't need this, they don't need that, this. Like, if it was your family member, you would want them to be taken care of. You would want them to be taken care of as well. So after the CNA cleaned her up and stuff like that, the supervisor, he was like, oh, talking to me, he was like, you're the charge nurse and blah 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 and this and that. I was like, yeah, I know I'm the charge nurse. I told the CNA to go and take care of her resident. There's really nothing much I can do at this moment, because at this point, if you've been a CNA for however long, they teach you how to do these things. They tell you what to do. They give you a little bit of, nursing 101, is that you don't want to leave the patient wet. You don't want to leave a patient in that type of state. So that you're supposed to be changing the resident in a timely manner so that we can prevent these certain things. You're supposed to be turning residents in a timely manner. So I totally get this family member's frustration, because you're getting paid to do these things and you're not doing it. Because what? It's not your family member? Is that what it is? It's really a scary profession, because a lot of these CNAs, they really don't care about people the way that they're supposed to be caring about people. I understand it's a job, but then again, how would you feel? How would you feel if your family member was left in feces and wet and all this type of stuff? How would you feel? Sometimes I'm only finding out that residents is cleaning patients CNAs is only cleaning patients one time. Like, that shit is crazy to me. You're there for a whole 8-hour duration. You don't know what the body is doing or whatever the case may be. Residents is going to pee. Residents is going to have bowel movements. So therefore, it's like, why are you not, timing yourself so that these patients don't have to go through getting rashes and all these type of things because you're being lazy? I don't know where I just left off at, but a lot of CNAs are causing more damage than good. A lot of them. I'm realizing patients aren't getting bathed. I'm realizing patients aren't having water supply next to them. Like, these are the things that are supposed to be getting done if you are a CNA. And then when you tell them something, it's a problem. It's a big issue. They don't want to hear what you have to say, because they are trying to find shortcuts on how to clean patients or which way to clean patients and this. I really resonate with that family member the other day. I really did. It was really sad because this whole time your mother's been suffer free, and then here you go have somebody that's really trying to like skip out on it, skip out on what is. Skip out on doing their job correctly. Doing their job correctly. I once had a CNA tell me that she changed the resident's position after I changed her. And I came back from break and she didn't change her position. And this is how bed sores occur. This is how these type of things occur because CNAs are not going by the protocol or changing their position after 2 hours. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't, you know. As a nurse, I make sure I try to do certain things so that the CNAs don't have to feel like they're overwhelmed. If I could do something, I could take care of it, I'll do it. You know, I know a CNA's work is a lot. I've been a CNA for about, a month. I've been one for a month before I became an LPN, and I was just like, that's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. A lot of work, definitely. You really have to take care of your back in this profession. You really do, you know. But a lot of CNAs are cutting corners, and it's really bad. It's really bad. It's really, when I go to other states, certain states, they really have it sewed up when it comes to making sure that patients are comfortable, not saturated through their clothes, sitting in the hallway, saturated, full of feces, clothes wet to God knows what. Y'all would throw a fit. CNAs would throw a fit if their family members were found in that position. And it's really sad. It's really heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking into me. You know what I mean? That as a team member, it's like your other team members don't want to see a good outcome for the residents. Residents are having rashes on their skin. Why? Because they're not getting bathed in a timely manner. Their skin is dry. Dead skin cells just building up upon building up upon building up. They teach you this stuff in school. So why are you not? You bathe your skin every day. So why are you not doing what you need to do for the resident, which you're getting paid to do? It's crazy work to me. It's real crazy work to me. It's mind-blowing at that as well. Because there has to be something going on with these CNAs to make them feel like they could just skip out on taking care of people the way that they're supposed to be taking care of people. And when they get caught, it's a problem. It's a big problem. Because you don't know what type of family member you're dealing with. The type of family member that could be lawyered up for your negligence. For your negligence. There's family members that are ready for these type of situations. When that CNA was leaving the unit, the family member followed her. And it's not funny because you don't know what type of family member is here. You know what I mean? Like, she was probably like on some real ride or die shit for her mother. She was probably on some real ride or die shit for her mother. She's like, how could you have, she asked the supervisor, like, how could you have somebody in here that works like that? And in all honesty, that is a good question because there's a lot of integrity missing when it comes to these CNAs that are coming from agency. They don't have no integrity. I'm just here for the bag. I'm just here for the bag. That's all I'm here for. I'm here to make this money. I need to buy a new pair of shoes. So therefore, this is what I'm here for. I want to change all the residents one time. How would you feel? Like, how would you feel if you was in these situations and you was like that? You know what I mean? How? It's crazy work to me. But like I said, the family member followed her outside, and I hope she's okay. Like I hope she's okay, because there's some family members is not to play with if you're a CNA. Even when I'm dealing with family members, I proceed with caution because I don't want no problems. I really don't want no issues. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no beef. I don't want nothing. Hi. I don't want anything. I try my best when it comes to this stuff because this is an integrity job. Nursing is an integrity job, not just me being a nurse handing out medication. CNA, HHA is an integrity job, is to, to make other people comfortable. It's your integrity. You're getting paid to help people, and you're causing more damage by letting them sit in their waste that way, and they don't see it that way. When you say something to them, like this is like a trend. When you say something to them, they have an attitude. But the truth is the truth. There has to be some. I have been in a facility where there was like a unit manager that went around to each room. She went to each room every morning that she came onto her unit, and found out what was going on, and whatever she fixed, whatever she needed to fix, and she fixed what she needed to fix and stuff like that, so that before time of the shift began, she already knew what was going on, what she needed to do, what she needed to pay attention to, and blah blah blah, because she wanted a well ran unit. She didn't want no bed sores and all those type of things going on. She made sure she knew what was going on. And that's the problem with nursing, is like the integrity is not there anymore. Like, it's not there anymore. Being a CNA has lost their integrity, their oomph, their love, their respect at that. They lost their respect when it comes to taking care of residents. And if it's so easy to get a job, they just know how to make sure I change the resident. But it's not that. It's making sure that the resident's skin don't break down. Make sure the resident's skin doesn't break down. Make sure the resident in CNA school, they teach you how to, make sure you give a massage to their back so that they can feel comfortable. The blood is circulating, reduce sores, and all these type of things. It's a lost cause. It's a lost cause. So that's my little rant about CNAs, and being an LPN for the past 4.5 years. Like, I realized that the CNAs, some of their hearts is not in the right place, and things have to change in the nursing field. It does. A lot of things have to change. So that's that for now. I'll be back later. Bye.